Phenomenology and existentialism are two influential philosophical traditions that delve into the nature of human experience and existence. Phenomenology, pioneered by Edmund Husserl, focuses on the structures of consciousness and the intentional relationship between the mind and the world. It explores how experiences are perceived and understood, emphasizing the lived experiences and the essence of phenomena. Existentialism, with key figures like Jean-Paul Sartre and Martin Heidegger, grapples with questions of existence, freedom, and meaning. It posits that human beings are defined by their actions and choices, and it stresses the importance of authentic living in a world often perceived as absurd or meaningless. This analysis examines various triadic relationships within these two philosophical frameworks, exploring how elements such as consciousness, intentionality, perception, existence, essence, and freedom interact with one another. By comparing and contrasting these elements through different lenses, we gain insights into the intricate dynamics that shape our understanding of reality and existence. In phenomenology, consciousness, intentionality, and the object of experience coexist in a dynamic interplay where each element reinforces the other. Husserl emphasized, "To every object there corresponds an ideally closed system of truths that are true of it." Conversely, the absence of consciousness, intentionality, and objects leads to a state of non-experience, reflecting Merleau-Ponty's idea that the world is not what I think, but what I live through. This balance illustrates that our lived experiences and consciousness are deeply interconnected and dependent on the presence of intentionality and objects of perception, while the lack of these elements results in a void, emphasizing the necessity of engagement with the world for meaningful existence. In existentialism, existence, essence, and freedom are intertwined, as Sartre's assertion that existence precedes essence underscores the primary nature of existence that shapes essence through freedom. The absence of existence, essence, and freedom, as suggested by Sartre's notion of nothingness lies coiled in the heart of being, highlights a state of non-being. This dual perspective teaches us that human essence is continuously shaped by our existential choices, and without the foundational aspects of existence and freedom, essence and meaning cease to develop, leading to an existential void. In phenomenology, perception strengthens understanding, which in turn enriches the life world. Husserl's idea, perception is primary and understanding of its essence is secondary, shows this reinforcement loop. On the other hand, misinterpretation weakens perception and understanding, creating a feedback loop of diminishing experiences. As Merleau-Ponty pointed out, the perceiving mind is an incarnated mind. This interplay underscores that accurate perception and understanding are vital for a rich experiential world, while misinterpretations can lead to a cascade of misunderstandings, highlighting the importance of attentiveness and clarity in perception. In existentialism, authenticity leads to responsibility and meaningful action, reinforced by Sartre's claim, "Man is condemned to be free." Conversely, inauthenticity weakens responsibility and meaningful action, forming a feedback loop of diminishing existential commitment. As Heidegger noted, being authentic means owning one's existence. These insights illustrate the importance of authenticity in leading a responsible and meaningful life, while inauthenticity results in a lack of direction and purpose, emphasizing the need for genuine engagement with one's freedom. In phenomenology, experience leads to knowledge, which leads to comprehension, and lack of experience leads to lack of comprehension. As Husserl noted, all consciousness is consciousness of something. Misunderstanding, however, reverts to misperception and lack of context, but context can correct misperception. As Merleau-Ponty explained, to perceive is to render oneself present to something through the body. This teaches that a continuous cycle of experiences is crucial for deep understanding, while misunderstandings need contextual correction to improve perception and comprehension. In existentialism, existence creates identity, leading to purpose, with Sartre's assertion we are left alone without excuse. Despair reverts to loss of identity and meaninglessness, but finding meaning can restore identity. As Frankl highlighted, those who have a why to live can bear with almost any how. These perspectives show that purpose is derived from existence and identity, while despair and meaninglessness can be countered by finding a sense of purpose, emphasizing the importance of existential meaning. In phenomenology, insight leads to recognition, which leads to awareness, and lack of insight leads to lack of recognition. As Husserl emphasized, the essence of consciousness is to be directed towards an object. Lack of recognition leads to lack of insight and awareness. But awareness can clarify insight. As Merleau-Ponty noted, we perceive the world with our body. This dynamic highlights the importance of insight and recognition in developing awareness, while also acknowledging that awareness can retrospectively enhance understanding. In Existentialism, absurdity leads to awareness, which leads to action. As Camus wrote, the realization that life is absurd cannot be an end, but only a beginning. Meaninglessness leads to lack of absurdity and inaction, but action can clarify the sense of absurdity. As Camus stated, the struggle itself towards the heights is enough to fill a man's heart. These insights illustrate the vital role of recognizing life's absurdity in fostering awareness and prompting action, while highlighting that proactive engagement can provide clarity in the face of existential challenges. In phenomenology, intentional acts lead to phenomena and experiences, forming a comprehensive consciousness. As Husserl noted, the phenomenological reduction brings out the essence of experiences. Conversely, lack of intentional acts leads to no phenomena or experiences, resulting in no comprehensive consciousness. As Merleau-Ponty emphasized, the body is our general medium for having a world. This duality shows the necessity of intentional engagement for a full consciousness, while a lack of it leads to an impoverished experiential world. In existentialism, choices lead to identity and lived experiences, forming an authentic self. As Heidegger wrote, resoluteness brings the self right into its current concernful being, alongside what is ready to hand. Lack of choices leads to no identity or lived experiences, resulting in no authentic self. As Sartre stated, man is nothing else but what he makes of himself. These insights underscore the importance of active choices in shaping identity and authenticity, while a lack of choice results in an unfulfilled existence. In phenomenology, perception is rooted in sensory input and cognitive processing, enhancing both. As Husserl noted, to live in a world of things is to live in a world of perceptual experience. Lack of perception, arising from either lack of sensory input or cognitive processing, diminishes both. As Merleau-Ponty pointed out, to understand is to experience the harmony between what we aim at and what is given. This highlights the necessity of both sensory and cognitive engagement for full perception, while deficiencies in either lead to diminished understanding. In existentialism, existence stems from both physical being and subjective experience, enhancing both. As Heidegger noted, being in the world is the formal expression of what we have called existence. Lack of existence arises from lack of physical being or subjective experience, diminishing both. As Heidegger wrote, anxiety reveals the nothing. This dual perspective illustrates that complete existence requires both physical and subjective dimensions, while lacking either results in a diminished sense of being. In the realm of phenomenology, intentionality, subjectivity, and phenomena create a harmonious consciousness. Husserl once eloquently stated, "The whole stream of experience, the whole of inner consciousness, belongs to the unity of the self." However, the absence of these phenomena leads to a lack of intentionality and subjectivity, creating dissonance. Merleau-Ponty emphasized this when he said, "To perceive is to render oneself present to something through the body." This balance teaches us that a harmonious consciousness requires the integration of intentionality, subjectivity, and phenomena, while their absence leads to dissonant experiences. In existentialism, freedom, responsibility, and meaning weave together to create an authentic existence. As Sartre wrote, "Freedom is what we do with what is done to us." Conversely, the absence of meaning leads to a lack of freedom and responsibility, creating an inauthentic existence. Sartre also stated, "Hell is other people." These insights show that an authentic existence is built on the integration of freedom, responsibility, and meaning, while their absence results in inauthenticity and dissonance. Within phenomenology, intentionality, subjectivity, and phenomena converge to create a unified conscious experience. Husserl noted, "The natural attitude involves taking the existence of the world for granted. Their divergence, however, leads to a lack of intentionality, subjectivity, and phenomena, resulting in a disjointed consciousness." Merleau-Ponty pointed out, "The world is the natural setting of and field for all my thoughts and all my explicit perceptions." This highlights the necessity of these elements converging for a unified experience, while their divergence results in fragmentation. In existentialism, freedom, responsibility, and meaning converge to forge an authentic existence. Heidegger wrote, "The question of being aims at ascertaining the a priori, conditions not only for the possibility of the sciences which examine entities as entities of such and such a type, but also for the possibility of those ontologies themselves. Their divergence, leading to a lack of freedom, responsibility, and meaning, manifests in an inauthentic existence." Sartre's assertion, "man is condemned to be free," suggests this. These insights show that a unified and authentic existence requires the convergence of these elements, while their divergence leads to inauthenticity. In phenomenology, intentional acts and context create new subjective experiences. Husserl noted the phenomenological reduction brings out the essence of experiences. Conversely, a lack of intentional acts and context results in a lack of subjective experiences, as Merleau-Ponty stated. To understand is to experience the harmony between what we aim at and what is given. This dual perspective highlights the importance of intentional acts and context in forming rich subjective experiences, while their absence results in a lack of depth. In existentialism, choices and the embrace of absurdity create new meanings. Camus wrote, "The realization that life is absurd cannot be an end, but only a beginning." A lack of choices and absurdity creates a lack of meaning, as suggested by Sartre's assertion, "Man is nothing else but what he makes of himself." These insights emphasize that choices and embracing absurdity are crucial for creating meaning, while their absence leads to an existential void. In phenomenology, perception and phenomena create new understanding. Husserl noted perception is primary and understanding of its essence is secondary. A lack of perception and phenomena leads to misunderstanding, as Merleau-Ponty stated, "To perceive is to render oneself present to something through the body." This highlights that perception and phenomena are essential for understanding, while their absence leads to misunderstandings. In existentialism, identity and meaning create purpose. Heidegger wrote, "Resoluteness brings the self right into its current concernful being alongside what is ready to hand." A lack of identity and meaning creates purposelessness, as suggested by Sartre's statement, "Hell is other people." In phenomenology, intentional acts and phenomena create comprehensive experiences. Husserl noted, "The whole stream of experience, the whole of inner consciousness, belongs to the unity of the self." A lack of intentional acts and phenomena leads to fragmented experiences, as emphasized by Merleau-Ponty, "The body is our general medium for having a world." This duality underscores that integration of intentional acts and phenomena is necessary for a complete experience, while their absence leads to fragmentation. In existentialism, freedom and responsibility create meaningful existence. Heidegger wrote, "Being in the world is the formal expression of what we have called existence." A lack of freedom and responsibility creates a meaningless existence, as suggested by Sartre's assertion, "Man is condemned to be free." These insights illustrate that meaningful existence is built on freedom and responsibility, while their absence leads to a meaningless life. Three main themes emerge from this analysis: interconnectedness of consciousness and experience. Both phenomenology and existentialism emphasize the deep interconnection between consciousness and experience. Husserl's and Merleau-Ponty's insights show that consciousness is inherently tied to intentionality and the objects of perception. Similarly, Sartre and Heidegger highlight that existence and freedom are fundamental to shaping essence and meaning. This interconnectedness underscores that our awareness and existence are continuously molded by our interactions with the world and our choices within it. Impact of authenticity and perception. The analysis underscores the importance of authenticity and accurate perception in leading a meaningful life. In phenomenology, accurate perception enriches the life world, while misinterpretation can diminish experiences. In existentialism, authenticity leads to responsibility and meaningful action, while inauthenticity results in a lack of direction and purpose. These perspectives emphasize that genuine engagement with one's freedom and clarity in perception are crucial for a fulfilling existence. Role of integration and fragmentation. The themes of integration and fragmentation play a crucial role in both philosophical traditions. Phenomenology suggests that intentional acts and phenomena must be integrated to form comprehensive experiences, while their absence leads to fragmentation. Existentialism echoes this by asserting that freedom and responsibility must converge to create meaningful existence, while their absence results in meaninglessness. This duality highlights that a holistic approach where key elements are harmoniously integrated is essential for a coherent and meaningful life.